Hey, good evening, everybody. How you doing? You guys hear me all right? Trying a different mic setup tonight. Hopefully that you guys can hear me okay. Live coin Q&A. Appreciate you popping in. I was hoping after the comment from the other video that you guys might pop in, at least have somebody. Coin Junkie, if you're still here, and Shannon, thanks. So I want to start off by saying, we can't really talk about this coin unless we really kind of talk about the history of Bessie Coleman. So I want to kind of go over that, and then we'll kind of get into some of these coins, talk a little bit about error or not, and I'm glad that Live Coin Q&A is here. Talk a difference about double dies and machine doubling and things like that. But I want to talk a little bit about the story of Bessie Coleman and kind of why that they chose on. So you can't talk about Bessie Coleman without talking about Black history. Um, she was the first African American and Native American descent woman to earn her pilot's license in the U.S. And she was nicknamed the only race aviatrix in the world, which is kind of funny because her brothers were both in World War One, and when they came back from France, they joked with her about her not being able to get her pilot's license, and she wanted to prove them wrong. And so she went to a colored agricultural school, um, and then went to Chicago, and then learned how to uh, fly in one of the flying schools there. And again, the rest became history. Again, you have to know a little bit about the history to understand why they selected her to be on a coin. And when you understand all that she went through, all that she overcame, it's no doubt why that she is on. Hey, John Howe, thanks for coming on. Appreciate you being here. Um, so on the screen, you'll see the quarter. Now I'm going to kind of just focus on that, bring this in. And there's a couple different items that people are talking about when it comes to errors. And Livecoin, I don't know, do you guys want to pop up and join me on here? I'd love to have you on panel if this is something that you'd like to join me on. I think this would be good because I've got a few different varieties of this quarter, and I kind of want to just go through with everybody and kind of talk about. So I was mistaken, which happens quite frequently in relation to what is uh, machine doubling and what is a double die. Now, Paul of Livecoin Q&A let me know that this was infused doubling. Um, hey, Kinemine, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you being here. I'm going to throw this link up here, and if you guys want to join in the discussion, please come on up. Um, but so right now, this is all the rage, right? So you see this doubling on the initials. There's some doubling on the face. I've got an example of a couple of these. But what I wanted to do is I kind of wanted just to have a discussion. So one of the reasons that I put out the other video was my understanding of what a double die was that they might um, the level and the rounding of the item. Here's Paula. Paula, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate
You're
you.
welcome.
Um, so my understanding of the double die feature was that it was at the same level, rounded. You had the split serifs, or if it was clearly separated from um, the item, so there wasn't that shelf-like appearance.
And that's
So,
on raised devices.
oh,
These devices on the coin are infused. They're sunk in on the coin. I know it looks on a microscope, it's very deceptive, and that's what's fooling a lot of people. If you take that coin off and look at it under a loupe, you'll see that those devices, as well as the devices around the perimeter of the coin, are sunk in on the coin. They're incused. So they're
Okay.
raised on the dies themselves.
So the rules are reversed then for the incused coin.
Exactly. Exactly. They're totally reversed.
Okay. So can you explain to me the difference? Because I've got a couple different, so I've got a couple different coins.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had somebody send me out. So we have the ones that are clearly, I don't know if you can see
Incused
that very
machine
well.
doubling. Yeah.
Yeah. So that one's clearly machine doubling,
Yes.
right?
That's incused machine doubling. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And because I mean it's flat, it's very shelf-like in appearance,
Correct.
right? It meets all of the qualifications.
Well, so that would actually be, if that was raised on the coin like that would be a true doubled die.
Okay. So
Because
what
it's a
about
clearly separated device.
oops, take a picture of my thumb and actually get the coin back in
Now,
here.
on true incused doubled dies, everything is skinny. It's the opposite. It does not add to the device. It doesn't add to the thickness. It takes away from it.
Okay.
And it can look really, I mean, it can be very dramatic. I don't, if, let me see, who's John Howe is a John Howe, if you Google incused machine doubling, there's a link for error ref. And if you could post that in his chat, that would be awesome if you could find that. It explains it really well. And it is, unfortunately, it's really being put out there as a true doubled die, because I think a lot of people think those devices are raised on the coin. And so it does look like a real doubled die. But incused machine doubling it fools a lot of people. We had that problem on the America the Beautiful quarters. We had the same issue with those. Lots and lots of incused machine doubling on those.
Okay. So while it's technically still an error, it's
Well,
not
that
a double
depends
die.
on, so old school, true, what most variety collectors believe is that machine doubling is actually, if you look up in the books, it'll be called machine doubling damage, because it's happens after anything that happens after the intended design of the coin is struck onto that coin or squeezed onto the coin, even if it's milliseconds after, a little bounce, a little shift, is damage. Anything, once that intended design is struck or squeezed into the coin, anything that happens immediately after that is considered technically damage. So in the reference books, you'll see it referred to as MDD, machine doubling damage.
Okay. And
People
what
do
about
now, people do collect them. In this hobby, we collect what we like, right?
right?
So people do collect them, the drastic, like dramatic ones that you see, like on some of the 60s Lincoln cents and stuff, and the early 70s. Huge, that you can find huge machine doubling. 69S is a big one. It's a heartbreaker. So you can collect what you like. Unfortunately, people are paying money for things that they are likely to find in their pocket change, because this is really common, and especially on those initials, Eric Custer's initials, super common. For whatever reason, the way the design is, it's causing a problem in the machinery itself.
All right. What about the situation here with the doubling on the face?
That is also strike doubling. That is true machine doubling,
Okay.
because those are raised on the coin. You notice that on the nose and the mouth, it's not adding anything to the design. It's not adding any thickness. It's actually taking away. And some of those ones on the nose that you see are really flat and shelf-like. I mean, they're really dramatic. And not uncommon to find machine doubling in other areas of the coin. So you already found it on the initials.
Yeah.
Now
And
you're
then
seeing it on the nose.
there's additional places up here
Mm-hmm.
where you have it in
If
the
you
same
look
one.
at that with your loop, so those coins are super shiny, right? They're brand new. I mean, fresh out of the mint, super shiny. Microscopes and LED lighting are hazardous to this hobby because you get so much reflection and glare that you see things that you won't see with a loop and like a natural lighting. If you looked at that coin with a loop, you're going to see it's going to look totally different to you than what you're seeing with that microscope. Now that's a die chip. I found a ton of those in my bag that I got from the mint on the wing there. That is a die chip.
Okay, so of the ones that I've showed, this is technically the only one that's in
That
there.
is an error. Yes, that's a die chip. So yay. Yeah, I call that it's called optical artifact, things that you see on the coin that look different from lighting and reflection and stuff. It's just optical artifact. And man, microscopes and lighting can just be horrible.
And what was the article that you mentioned just a moment ago? I'm going to go ahead and throw that into
On error-ref.com, it's called Incused machine doubling. You can just put it in your search bar, Incused, INCUSED, machine doubling. And probably the first thing that pops up will be from error ref.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
All right, wanted to throw that in there. The reason I wanted to do this live, and I appreciate you coming up, Paul. I really do.
Yeah, no problem. I'm so happy to do it because it's really confusing a lot of people.
Well, and it goes against everything I understood a double die to be.
Exactly. Yeah. So here's the thing. If that coin was a die and that coin struck another coin, that would be a double die because it would be incused on the die. And so it would actually be a true hub doubled die. It's backwards. Incused machine doubling is completely backwards.
And that's why it confuses so many people.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks so convincing. If you look at the examples on on error-ref on the incused machine doubling, look at the examples, looks just like a double die. You can find notches, extra thickness, completely separated devices. I mean, it's really convincing. So you also have to remember another thing we see on those, especially around the perimeter on the devices around the edge, you'll get scratches. And when you look at them under a microscope, it looks like it's running underneath the devices because they look raised under a microscope, but it's actually running over the top of them because those devices are sunk in on the coin. I think you had one.
Say that one more time. Which one?
Look around the devices. Look around the edge of your coin. Look at the devices around the edge of the coin real quick on the reverse. So keep going around, all around the outer edge. Those are all incused on the coin.
Okay.
So if you get a scratch, see those you can kind of see it over A, C around A. Well, you passed it at, but that's all got incused machine doubling on it. I'm trying to see if we can see any scratches. Because a lot of people think that it's something that it's not because they think it's running underneath the device when actually, so you kind of have one right there under the S. It's actually running over the top of those because those are sunk in on the coin. So any scratch is going to look weird.
Okay. Let me see if I can find another one. I've got a number of these here. See if you can find
one that's got like a scratch. just as I'm just, that just came to mind when I was talking about how those are sunk in.
Like there by the T?
Right. Yeah, right there. So that's a scratch, and it'll look like it's underneath because it's not touching the T. So
Gotcha.
it looks, but it's actually over the top of that, and the T just didn't get touched because it's sunk in on the coin. So just like say you put your hand in sand and like sink it in, and then you run your finger across that mark that you make in the sand across it's going to show up on either side of your handprint, but not down into the handprint because that handprint sunk in the sand. I don't know if that makes any sense, you guys. I'm seeing it perfectly clear in my head.
No, it does make sense. I think the hardest part for me, again, when I listen to what a double die is,
Mm-hmm.
having to understand its opposite,
It is.
right? It's backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And so thinking about what does that look like? And your impression in the sand is great because if you were to look at that from above, the handprint could look raised,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not. And so if you were to
Right.
draw something through it, because it's at the same level of your handprint, it wouldn't appear to go over the handprint. It would appear to be underneath it because it's at the same
Yes.
level.
Yes,
So yeah,
exactly.
it does make sense, but you have to think of it in reverse. So
Yeah.
if you were to turn that handprint over, and if you had that, then it would actually be a double die.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand, but it's kind of a brain melt.
It is because I mean, when these in-cuse devices first came out, it just screwed with everybody. Ken Peavy, like Shannon said, Ken Peavy has a great on his playlist, a great video about in-cuse machine doubling. He plays with Play-Doh and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's kind of an optical illusion. It's actually there, but it's opposite of what everything we are taught about doubled dies.
So again, the only coin that is in this set is the die chip.
Yes.
So if you find one of the die chips,
It's an error.
it's
And
in
like
there.
I said, I went through like I think $3 or $4 in my $25 bag of Bessie Coleman's and my Philadelphia minted ones, and I found like 10 of them right off the bat. Those exact eye chips.
Yeah, and there's a number of them. There's some on
Yeah.
top of the wings. There's some on the edge of the wings.
Mm-hmm. They're
You
finding
have
the
some
same like
on in.
issue on obverse. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. You have some in the glove.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that I've seen that's on the goggles, and then there's another one that's over here in between Bessie. It's called the split Bessie or whatever it is.
I don't know. They always come up with funny names for those things.
Yeah,
They have a spitting Bessie that's a die scratch
yeah.
from
So John
probably.
Howe asked, when did the incuse doubling start?
I believe it was the America the Beautiful quarters that first came out with the incused devices around the edges, the perimeter of the coin. United States of America. I believe it was. Hey, Coin Junkie. I believe it was, but that's not exactly true because there are some Lincoln cents that have on the shield, on the E pluribus unum. They have that's incused. And if you really want to see what a true double die on incused looks like, look at some of the shield cent DDRs. And that'll show you how the incused true double die on incused devices is like super skinny. I'm going to see if you can talk and I'll see if I can find.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I could pull something up, but you'll
Yeah.
probably, I don't know that I'd be looking at the right thing.
2010, let's look at DDRs.
Hey, Miss Coin Crew. Yes, this is live. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you stopping by. Hey, Dennis, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. Yeah, I wanted to do kind of a live session. I got some of these coins in. Kind of wanted to talk about it. Paula was gracious enough to come in and correct my wayward butt, and so I wanted to make sure that I kind of got everybody out here and kind of wanted to talk about the difference. So again, I'm really glad that Paula decided to come on. Um,
I'm
it's
just
good.
seeing we talked about this Monday night. We actually did a little bit of a discussion about it because people are spending like kind of big money on these things and they just aren't understanding it.
Yeah, and that's
So
so and again in my video, even I was wrong and I need to retract that. Um, but it was like, don't get crazy. Don't be spending hundreds of dollars for this.
yeah, I did see you said
Don't
that. Yeah.
don't do that.
Hmm.
That's not wise. But I'll probably go through and just retract that video altogether. Um, Miss Queen's crew says, "Do I hear my sexy girlfriend up there?" And the answer is, "I
Uh,
believe so."
that's my partner in crime. Okay,
I'm
so
looking forward to seeing you
here's
all in Tulsa.
oh, are you going?
I'm going to Tulsa.
Yay! Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, we are gonna have so much fun.
yeah, it's going to be a
So
lot of fun. I didn't get a catch. We just came back from Mexico on Monday, so I didn't get to catch the show. Um, but I saw a very brief stint this morning on Ida's channel with
mhm.
Mike talking about hotel and stuff like that. So
Ah,
it got my
oh,
blood pumping. I'm really looking forward to going up there and doing that, meeting everybody.
we had a blast last year at Grove, and this is gonna be, from the sounds of it, like exponentially larger. So it's gonna be so much fun. So 2011, Philadelphia, DDR 001 on Variety Vista. If you pull that up, they call it distortion on E pluribus unum, and you'll see how like super skinny
So to say that one more time, let me do that.
on
I
Variety
was
Vista.
trying to enter the hashtag.
Oh, 2011 on Variety Vista, 2011 P on the Lincoln Cent, DDR 001. I probably should oh, there you go. North, oh, it's supposed to be Northeast Oklahoma.
Oh, is it Northeast Oklahoma? See, I didn't even
Northeast
get it
Oklahoma.
right. I was too busy trying to pay attention.
It's
I
okay.
am just batting 1,000 right now. And it was
So
on Variety Vista.
I got about 10 incused 1972 Canadian 1 cent coins. Incused on forehead and nose. Yeah. I don't know anything, Dennis, about Canadian coins, but if they're incused on the coin, there's a very good chance that there's machine doubling. The squirrels are real. Yeah, Variety Vista.
Okay, so that was
2011
not seeing the
P.
2000s. Why am I not seeing the 2000s?
Um,
It
are
stops at
you
96.
on
DDL listings.
DDR?
Oh, DDR.
Yeah,
That
you
would
have
help.
to go to the actual hang on a second. You have to go to, because they separate them out from memorials to the formative years, then the shield cents. So you have to scroll down to Lincoln Cent doubled dies 2010 to 2020.
It's not loading for me.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, can you share your screen?
Yeah. Hang on. Whoops. Come on. Sorry. I am working on my laptop and I hate my laptop. I've just ordered a new tablet because I'm so used to working on my tablet. Okay, there it is. Share. Okay, so let me scroll this down and see how skinny, especially look at the L over here in pluribus and the U, see how skinny that is? And
Yep.
that's all incused. It looks raised on these pictures, but it's not. That's all incused on the coin. Super skinny. So that's what true doubling on an incused device would look like. You would look at it and go, well, that's weird. It's like twice as thin. We have not seen that. We haven't seen it on any of the America the Beautiful quarters or any other NQs other than the Lincoln Cent. So sorry, let me stop sharing here.
No, I really appreciate that. Um, it's really enlightening to understand the difference. Um, and again, when I saw your message on the increased doubling, I'm like, no, I've got to, I want to talk about this. And I was planning to go on and have a discussion anyway, but
Yeah.
uh, again,
No,
there's so much to learn,
I knew that you were doing this video, this live, and then I saw that you had a video on it, and I was like, okay, maybe he's going to explain it in there. So I saw it and I was like, oh no. So I
Yeah.
figured I'd make a comment quick before you went live and then come on and
Yeah. And I'm really glad you did, because I was going to take it from the standpoint of, what do you consider an error? Right. Um, so I appreciate the information, right? And again, you come save my bacon,
no,
because I don't want
absolutely.
to be the purveyor of incorrect information, but it wasn't out of the intent to deceive or fool anybody. It's more just, learning.
Yeah, if you don't know, you don't know. And you're not the only one. It's like we have seen some that's why we actually chose to talk about it Monday night because we've just seen it everywhere. On YouTube, on Facebook, in our email, on eBay. We've seen it everybody. So we're trying and unfortunately not everybody watches live going Q&A. That's a head scratcher. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I
But
had an excuse. I was coming back
no,
from Mexico.
no, I know you're usually there. So, and I was actually talking with Shannon and I said, I don't think he was there Monday. So he probably didn't hear this because I didn't
No,
remember
yeah.
seeing you. So,
I was probably stuck in Mexico City on a 9-hour layover.
oh my God. I had
But
that in Dallas last year on my way home from Grove. Well, it was like 7 hours, really long layover. It stunk. So
yeah,
now it's your guys's. Now you guys know. So now you can spread the word out there and save people from spending their hard-earned money when they can just find one.
yeah. So I was really fortunate in that I was talking to a person that I've dealt with in the past, and they have a whole bunch of these. And I was like, can I just get a few to kind
Mhm.
of go over and talk about? No, yeah, no problem. But looking at some of the eBay listings, looking at some of that stuff, I mean, you're talking about, anywhere from 20, I mean, they were as high as like $700.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy smokes.
Yeah, and
Right. And
unfortunately, some of those people are gonna learn the hard way because they're gonna send them into Coneca or Dr. Wiles because Wexler's not taking new attribution, submissions right now. He's
do they
actually
have
retired. He's
any idea of
retired.
who's taken over that job?
He hasn't officially announced it yet, so you have to watch his website.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I
So,
knew that he
yeah,
wasn't taking any more submissions
yeah.
after he retired, but I had heard they had a few people that they had trained up.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
they've actually been doing the new submissions. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how educated they are yet on class 9 double dies because we had several viewers who had Maya Angelou doubled dies and Sally Ride doubled dies, and they returned them as not doubled dies. And then they resubmitted them to Coneca to Dr. Wiles, and they were listed. So you'll see them listed on Variety Vista, but you won't see them listed on Wexler.
well, and people get frustrated about that, but
Yeah.
you know,
It's a learning curve,
for
and
everybody. Yeah.
he's
And
had the same guy doing his RPMs for a while. So I don't know who's doing his new listings. So and class 9 doubling is it's a fairly new thing, right?
so
So
explain class 9 doubling. I've heard it a couple times. What is that? What do they mean by class 9 doubling?
so in theory, It's from the single squeeze. The mints switched over allegedly to the single squeeze. We have seen some examples that were obviously not single squeeze. So that's another story. But to the single squeeze, when they make the dies, they hub them. There's a hub and a die. And that's between the working hub and the working die is where you get your hub doubling. And it's when the die is being made. Well, they would squeeze the hub in the die, and then they would pull it back, and then they would squeeze it at least one more time. And that's where you would get like the rotation. It wouldn't fit right, or it would be a little rotated during that second hub, or it would go into the annealing furnace and it would come back and it would be distorted. Well, now they've gone into the single squeeze. So there's a little kind of like, I guess you would call it like a locking mechanism at the top where the hub and die first meet. And the single squeeze, what happens there is that it's kind of tilted and it'll snap when it comes to full pressure, it'll snap into position. And that's where you get that a little bit offset hubbing, that offset doubling, class 9.
Gotcha. I just posted the definition from
Yeah.
Kaneka, but you explained it far better than I would have understood from that anyway.
And they go into a lengthy discussion. They actually have a couple. I think there's there's a funny name that they give one other theory about it, and I can't remember.
Jolted.
Jolted. There's
roly
poly. Yes, jolted and roly poly. Yeah, so they have a couple different explanations, but yeah. So it's at the center. It's always at the center of the coin.
Yeah, I hear roly poly. I think of the little bug.
Roly poly. Me too. I love roly. My grandkids love playing with the roly polies. So it's always at the center of the coin. That's where you see the doubled earring on the Sally Rides, and or on the I think that's the Maya Angelou, and then the little doubling at her collar on the Sally Rides. I believe that's correct. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, roly polies. I know, that's funny they call it that. I don't know who came up with that term, but whatever.
I mean, they're what, potato bugs, and there's
Yeah.
another name for them, and I can't remember what they are, but
we do know from some of the 2011, there's a huge DDO that shows up on the date, and I believe on Liberty also, that doesn't fit the single squeeze class 9 definition, and it's not. So we know that there's something else going on there. So
I'm going to see if Miss Coin Crew's still on, if she wants to come on up.
Hey, Angel, come and play.
Hopefully she's still on. She can pop in and come on up for a few
No,
moments.
Dennis, unfortunately, Coins of Canada is really still your only resource out there. And Ken Potter on Coin Pro, KOINPRO, I think is his website. He has some listings for Canadian coins, and some listings for world coins. He's working on it. It's been a work in progress for him for a long time, world coin varieties. So, hey Josh, how's it going? So I hope I didn't confuse anybody even more. Your best bet is to read up on it, on error-ref, on incused machine doubling. And, a lot of times we get coins that'll have the ring of death on these on the reverse, and they'll see that whole circle around the perimeter. And they always think it's going underneath the devices, but it's actually going over the top. So it's just things to keep an eye out. Like I said, you don't know until you know. Nobody's expected just to know this stuff. Some people some people out there think that they just know stuff.
Well, and I fell into that category with this other one, and it's, again, the intent wasn't to deceive.
Your explanation though was spot on for a true double dye. And if you don't know, many people don't even know those devices are incused because they're looking at them and they're seeing it looks raised. Even in photographs, they look raised. And so they don't know. The Havita Adar quarter is going to be a nightmare. I can't wait for it to come out. I think it's going to be a beautiful quarter, but it's going to be a nightmare because there's incused mixed in with raised. It's just going to be a nightmare. I can see it now. But I think
Yeah, I bet.
there may be some really cool clashing on it. We'll see.
So John said, can you talk about the loop? And I think what he means by that is, can you explain why that doesn't show up, or why it appears different when you're looking at it through a loop?
So your eyes with a loop are 100 times better than looking through a microscope because you get distortion and you see things on a microscope that you don't see with your eyes in a loop that you really don't need to be seeing. You're going to see things there that aren't there. Lighting is a huge factor. You really have to play with lighting with your microscope because the LED lights that come with the microscope stink. You need you need sources of light coming from multiple directions is the best way to see it with a microscope. But your eyes in a loop, 100 times better to see things than a microscope. A 10 times loop is all you need. And good lighting. You can, Adam and I actually use these loops that have lights with them, and I love them. And they're little cheap plastic pull-out loops that have like 3 different magnifications on them, but yeah, turning the coin, tilting it, turning it. Because true double dyes will not change no matter how much you turn the coin, change the lighting, tilt it, it will stay the same. Machine doubling on a coin, dye deterioration, it'll change when you tilt the coin and change the lighting and turn it. Yeah, that's fine. 30 times is fine, especially if you're looking for RPMs and small, minor, I call it the fly poop and the pepper. If you're looking for the little minor things, 30 times is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So another thing that I've heard, and I've tried, I'm working on getting my setup done. Again, having only been in this game for about 3.5 months, I've still got lots of stuff to get done, but is incandescent lighting. So why is incandescent lighting so much better than LED?
I think because it's more natural. It doesn't have as much glare, and I actually like incandescent lighting. I think it's always the best. It's more like if you take your coin outside and are looking at it under natural light, you're gonna everything is gonna be. God, I have a hard time describing what I'm trying to say, but just use it. Use incandescent lighting, and you'll see the difference. You'll know why it's better.
Well, it's just like
You
taking
won't get as much
photography,
artifact. Yeah.
right? You're going to want to, you don't want to go shooting pictures of um, warm items at noon,
Right.
because the temperature of the light is more of a bluish color. If you're going to be taking bright colors, you're going to want to do it at sunrise and sunset because the lighting is more attuned and you get more vibrant, deeper colors. You'll see that depth. You'll have that. So I understand the use of that. It's just hard to explain because a lot of people, I don't know how many of the viewers understand color temperature, but when you look at things under the sun at noon, it's got a higher color temperature than you do if you look at it in the morning or the afternoon.
Yeah.
Plus, it's omnidirectional.
Mhm.
Light's coming from everywhere. It's not focal point.
Everywhere,
So
exactly. That's why I said if you're even if you're using LED lights, you want them from multiple angles, not just one where you're just getting reflection off of one area. No, John, how it incuse doubling will still show with a loop. It'll still show with a loop because it's there. It's on the coin. Machine doubling will still show with a loop, but you're not going to get. Um, it's going to look different. You're going to be able to see it like him when he was showing that coin under the microscope, those devices looked raised. You will see them incused when you're looking at them with a loop. You will see it true to life. So you don't get that artifact. Yeah.
So I'm going to share this. Is this what you're talking about on a true double die so that you see the
Yes.
top? Okay.
Yes. See how skinny it is? That is a true incused double die. It reduces the size.
So it's really important to understand when you're dealing with incused coins, which is pretty much everything we have now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That it's going to be opposite. You're not expecting something to be larger. It's actually going to be smaller and less robust because what you're doing is you're basically filling in that incused area.
Yes.
Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. Because you're actually pushing the material back into the incused area.
Well, it actually happens when it doesn't happen during the strike. It happens during the hub to die, when the dies are being created. Because doubled dies are on the die. And then they just transferred to the coin when they strike the coin. So that's
Oh,
why
that's right. That's
yeah,
right.
that's why technically it's a variety because it's repeated on every coin um, exactly the same way because it's on that die when that die is created.
And that's why it's important when you see something like that to look for the die markers
Mm-hmm.
because the die markers are going to confirm it.
Yes.
Okay. I'm understanding. I'm teachable.
You want to find the doubling first before you look for die markers. A lot of people get that they kind of think, well, there's a die gouge over here by the A, and this doubled die shows a die gouge on the A, so it must be a doubled die. No, you can still have similar, die markers, similar ones on other dies. It doesn't mean that the die that is a doubled die. You
Yeah,
want to find the doubling first. Mm-hmm.
Shannon just explained it very clearly. It's not a doubled coin.
Yes, it's
It's
a
a
double
doubled die.
die. Mhm.
Yeah, and that's the best I've heard it phrased. Um, simply because we deal with the coin
Mhm.
all the time. So we look at the coin, but it's not the coin that's doubled. It's actually the die.
That's why we push it. We do all the time. Me in particular, push the minting process, learning the minting process, learning how dies are created, learning how doubled dies are created, RPMs, learning all that stuff before diving right in and trying to find it. Learning about how it's made is super important. There is an infinite amount of information on coins out there. And if you have chosen if you've chosen to that the part of coin collecting numismatics you're interested in is varieties or errors, that's a special niche in the hobby, and you have to learn the basics. There's a ton to learn, a ton.
So what I just did is I went ahead and put your introduction to the United States Mint. I went ahead and put that link
Perfect.
there in chat. And
Perfect.
then
And
when you guys
The
are,
American Numismatic Association has a YouTube channel. Everybody should be subscribed to that YouTube channel. And they have videos on the minting. They have videos on anything that you want to learn. They have a learning academy. and they have videos on everything. And we often refer people to their minting process video because it's phenomenal. And so start there. On Wexler's, if you go to Wexler's on the left-hand side, he's got great information on how dyes are made, what creates an RPM. Great information on there.
And that's numismatics.org, right?
That's doubledye.com.
No, you're talking about the ANA.
Oh, American Numismatic. Yeah, American Numismatic Association is the, yeah. So, what is there?
Yeah, I think it comes up as numismatic.org.
Good. Yeah.
I'm going to throw that link in the chat as well.
Yeah, that, no, it's money. It's www.money.org is American Numismatic Association.
That's
they
not
do
this-
have, they do have numismatics.org. Okay, so they have two different sites. But YouTube, go on YouTube and search YouTube for American Numismatic Association and subscribe to their channel because, yeah, just haven't
Got
seen
it. There's the YouTube as well.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, just start watching their stuff. Start with their minting process video and study it. It's super important. You'll be surprised at how just learning the basics of the minting process, how many damaged coins you'll come across and go, okay, I know that can't happen. Where before you'd be like, oh, that's different. So, anyway, I know that it's overwhelming. It's a lot, but you'll save yourself so many headaches by just studying the basics and getting a good grasp on the basics. You'll save yourself so many headaches. This is not something you will learn in the normal minting process unless you study the more modern stuff and how these dyes are made with the in-use devices. So nobody's expected to know this. We don't fault anybody for putting out videos and being excited thinking that they found double dyes on these, because anybody would look at it and go, holy crap, because they can be really dramatic.
Yeah. And again, that's why I wanted to have the discussion. And I saw your message, like 15 minutes before.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But no, I really appreciate that. And I'm glad that you've told me that my explanation of the double die was correct.
Yeah.
It was just misled. So just so you're aware, I have made that post private. So nobody will see it anymore. Well, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to be the purveyor of misinformation. Yeah. And so I'm really glad that you came on. I'm really glad that we were able to. Oh,
that's good. It's always scary when we
left her in the back room.
Oh my gosh, Ida does that all the time. Poor Angel.
I just started pulling my fingernails.
It's like it's cold down here.
I was like, wait, why do I have a fuzzy block there?
I'm a fuzzy block?
Not anymore.
Am I a double die?
I pulled you out of the cellar.
Let me put my glasses on.
Nope. She's gonna give me crap about this now for eternity.
Oh, she muted herself. You muted yourself. Okay.
No, but I really do appreciate it. And again, I've got so much to learn.
Yeah, no worries. This is always scary because we never know how somebody's going to take it. We've had people get very defensive when we try to give them correct information. And so it's scary. Sometimes it's like, oh, are they going to hate us? What are they going to say? But
no, well, I looked at it. The first thing was, what is in-use doubling?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I think I screwed up.
People don't know. You just don't know, and so.
Well, and again, I really appreciate the explanation. Being able to go through, hopefully, people watch this. I'll do some shorts, just like, hey, understand what an in-use doubling is. Because I want to give out good information. I don't want people getting bad information. So I appreciate the correction. I've been taught many, many years that mistakes are okay.
Absolutely. You tend to learn better from them because you don't repeat
Yeah,
them.
just don't keep doing them like
Yeah.
Angel.
Yeah. Well, listen, I want to thank you for being so gracious about this because, like I said, this isn't always how it goes. It doesn't always go smooth like this for us. And so when we get this, it's very much appreciated. And we love it because we know that the person who accepts that really wants to learn. And so that gets us excited.
No, and again, like I said, I appreciate the correction. Number one, it's live. I don't mind people knowing I make mistakes. In
We
fact, I
all make
encourage it.
mistakes.
Because again, I work in process improvement, and until you realize something is wrong, you can't fix it. And so now I can go through and say, hey, you know what? I learned something. Let me share it with you.
Awesome.
So I really appreciate it. And I try to watch as much as I can. I love watching y'all on Ida's morning show.
Oh, I'm a pain in the butt over there.
Well, but it's just you guys are so much fun. And so, when you get correction from people who are fun, normally,
Yeah.
they're not doing it to be an ass.
No,
They're
we're
not.
not trying. We're not trying.
Now, there are people who, if they would have corrected me, I'd have been like, what a jerk. Because they're just that way.
Because they
But
just do it just to do it.
yeah, but no, again, I really appreciate the correction. And like I said, I've already put that video on private. I'm not going to delete it because it had
No.
like 1,500 views.
Well, you don't even have to put it on,
And God
you don't
knows I
even
need
have
them.
to put it on private. You can do like put like under in the description or something, please watch part 2 or something like that because you're getting views. I mean, if it's, I don't know.
Well, I would rather not have misinformation out there. I mean,
Yeah.
uh,
There is a
my
lot of that.
but my intent in here is to, number one, have fun,
Awesome.
right? I want to do more about getting to know people,
Mhm.
understand the hobby, get to know why people are in the hobby, why people do what they do. This is why I'm doing all the interviews,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, we talked about that, and I don't want you to think that we didn't wanna do it with you. It's just getting 2 or more of us together at any time is nearly impossible. We do usually on Sundays, we get together and we try to go through emails, and it's almost impossible
Yeah,
to get
well, I mean,
everybody like
I just dropped you guys like a box of hot rocks and went to Coin Crew. So
There you go. I know, and it's just that it's like nearly impossible because a lot of the people have job. I don't have a job. I'm always available, but I have no life. Coins is my life.
well, and this is why it's good, to have a mix of people. Um, you know, I call out Keith and Angel all the time because, when I first started out, they reached out to me and said, "Call me, let's talk. Um, we like where you're going with stuff. How can we help you?"
Not me, man. I was just nosy when, like, Keith, who you talking to? Who's this dude?
Well, but you find really quickly the people in the community that are there to help you.
Yeah.
And again, when I saw your message, it obviously was like, uh-oh, um, this
Yeah,
discussion
no.
is going to be, what do you classify an error? I mean, I was like, what do we talk about? And then I saw you pop into chat and I was like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, no. And listen, if you ever have an idea for a video or whatever, and you just want to make sure that the information is right, shoot us an email. We'll be happy to help.
That's I
You know?
love that.
Absolutely. That's what we do. We don't get paid to do what we do. And we take a lot of abuse, unfortunately, but we don't get paid to do it. But we're very passionate about the hobby, and we want to make sure that people are enjoying it and learning and getting correct information. Because a lot of times they're asking people who have the same knowledge base as they do,
Right.
but the person wants to give them the answer, and sometimes, most of the time, it's not right.
Well,
So
there's an adage that goes around that if you want to be a millionaire, you don't ask your neighbor how to do it.
exactly,
Right. I mean,
exactly. You're kind of
so,
living in the
you
same.
have to talk to people who understand, who've been there, that actually understand to get that information. And sometimes the experts go ask other experts.
100%.
Yeah. And
We get
so,
emails, even if we are the slightest bit, unsure about somebody's coin. We've got Ken Potter out there. We've got Joe Cronin. We've got Mike Diamond. We drive them nuts. But a lot of times that's paid off for our viewers because Mike Diamond and Ken Potter have gone, or Joe Cronin, send me that coin and I'll write up about it. And so the viewer will send them the coin. They'll do an analysis on it, and they've been written up in articles, and so it's paid off for them. So we are very fortunate that we've got some of the top in the business that we pick their brains all the time.
yeah, I'm going to have to start using a loop more and do my best not to miss. I'm normally a regular staple in your guys' Monday
I know you
forum.
are.
Unfortunately, I was just in
You're stuck.
perma layover in Mexico City. If you're going to get stuck in an airport, that's not a bad one because they have an amazing set of restaurants in that airport.
Really?
But
oh, yeah, Dallas had some amazing restaurants too. But and this Monday, not that I want to do some self-promotion, but I guess I'm going to.
fire away.
We are doing just chat questions. So we're not looking at coins. So if you've got questions, not about a specific coin, but about anything else, pop in on Monday and pick our brains. That's my favorite show of the month, is that one, because we really get to talk to people, and I love that one. Chuck actually was on our LiveCoin Q&A for a long time in the beginning. He actually designed our first shirts and our artwork. Chuck is 100 places at once.
The dude's all over the place.
Oh yes, he's all over the place. Right now he's doing like license plates from cereal boxes or something. Can't keep him down.
Him and Eric Bayer. Is it Bayer?
Bayer. Mm-hmm.
Bayer. Yeah, he's a good guy too. I just Chuck is up for some sort of. You can vote for him for some sort of award.
I know. I just voted for him.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I need
Ken.
Oh, that's okay.
Ken Potter's on there. Chuck is on there.
I think I voted for. There were 3 people I voted for.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck and Ken were 2 of them that I know. I can't remember the other guy's name.
There's Amanda. Weinberg. I voted for Fred Weinberg because he's been.
Is he with PCGS?
He's with Fred Weinberg.
Oh, he's Fred Weinberg. Okay, then that's not.
He's an entity on its own. Yeah,
I don't know that name.
Clue. I have no clue what you guys are talking about.
I know, sorry, but you look cute.
Do you have that link
to the voting?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
I need to see if I can find it.
It was on Facebook. Where did I find it? Is it on the American Numismatic Association Facebook page? Let me see.
Yeah, because I'll throw that in because there's I got it from Eric when we were watching the Copper Coin show.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't use scopes. I can only use loops. Scopes make you hallucinate.
Yeah, and I started out using scopes, and I was using loops.
I use them both interchangeably. So,
but you have to have the right lighting for it.
Yeah,
and clearly I don't.
Yeah, the lighting bites. I don't even know why they put that lighting on your scope.
If you want to shoot me an email, I will send you a link to the loops that Adam and I use too. They're super cheap and they're great and they have light on them and I take mine everywhere I go. I can't find that link. I don't remember where I saw it.
It's on your.
Well, throw something in chat real quick.
Who, me?
You.
Thing in chat. I'll look around. Let me see if I can find it.
I can't believe that one doesn't have one. She has it now.
For everyone.
There you go.
Was it on?
Now you can throw that in there.
Oh, the link? Yeah, let me find it.
So, Angel, what have you been up to? We invite you up here, and you've just been sitting there smiling, looking pretty and
It's so
stuff.
cute. Anyway, I love you.
No squirrely stuff, man.
No, man, I was just like watching some new Chef Ramsay show. And then I kind of like seen that you came on, so I was like, hey, I'm gonna check this out. And then I was like, ooh, my sexy girlfriend, I hear her up there. I'm gonna stay.
She's my motorboater.
Mm-hmm. It's not her.
I love Angel. She's a hoot.
Well, I had promised Paula a motorboat when I first saw her, so I did, but then I laughed so hard, snot just went all over her shirt. Her whole shirt was like
I kind of want to hear the whole story
on
there.
my shirt. She snotted me.
Well, I'm short, Paula's tall, so like I'm boob level to her, basically.
Yeah, I think that's a story for another time.
Right.
But definitely a time.
There'll be a time.
Perhaps Tulsa. Perhaps Tulsa.
There'll be a time in Tulsa.
Oh, it might have been on the blacklist group.
John House says, nice story.
I'm trying to find.
Oh, they get better. Yeah, we don't want to go there.
I think we're gonna have like double the fun this year.
You think?
Yeah, because
Oh
there's
my
gonna
God.
be like so.
Well, you
many
haven't met
people.
Sean's wife yet. Wait till you meet her.
Well, I mean,
We're
it's
all
easier
gonna
for it's easier for people to get to, because we were kind of like in bum chucked Egypt.
Yeah.
In Grove. So yeah, I think it's gonna be at least double the people that we had last year. At least double.
So the hotel that it's supposed to be where? It's like a mile away or something like that.
No, it's the hotel Mike's trying to get them to lower the rate is actually connected to it. But when we went to Florida, our hotel was connected too, and we had to walk over a mile to get to the area that the coin show was at. So being connected is not always being connected. And then we realized when we were like at our thing, we saw our hotel and it was like kind of like diagonal. So we like walked across the parking lot and whatever. And it was like way shorter than walking all the way around connected.
I can't believe I can't find this, but whatever.
It's in your tablet.
I just voted on it last night. Let me look on.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the link too, and I can't find it. I know that he had it in there but I don't know if it was from 2 days ago. But I think I voted on it 2 days ago.
Yeah, I'm
trying to find the link
yesterday.
Is Coin Junkie still on here? Coin Junkie was a part of that stream with Copper Coins. I'm wondering if he's seen that link.
I think nobody's talking, man. Wake up, people!
Yeah, my chats are kind of quiet.
Talk to us.
Well, I'm not looking at my history. Good idea. Where do I find my history?
Click on the little. Are you using Explorer or are you using Chrome?
I'm using Chrome.
Click on the little dots in the upper right-hand side
And go to history.
and go to history. And then you'll see.
Well, that's just my recent history, though.
But if you click on the history, just click on history
Just
itself.
click on it. Okay.
Yep, and then it'll open up.
Roll down your history from last month.
History.
What'll it be from yesterday?
Yeah.
History.
See, Shannon, Control H. I love shortcut keys.
I forget them.
Me too.
I have so much in my history.
I know I'm always deleting my history on my dang phone.
I'll find it and I'll post it in the chat afterwards.
Okay.
I'll make sure that people have access to it because I definitely want people to go check that out and to vote for those guys because they're icons in the hobby.
Absolutely. There's a write-in too. You could put Paula Bloom in there, but I'm just kidding. Just maybe someday, the live coin Q&A, maybe I'll be in there. But
well, what's funny is I look at some of these names. I don't know who half of them are.
I had a hard time. Like, I mean, I wanted to click on so many, but then I'm like, if I do that, then doesn't it like cancel out?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I don't know how many they actually award. We're getting all quiet because I'm still searching.
Yeah, we're trying to
search harder.
Man, yeah, but I don't remember when I did it. I can't even remember the day. So we're sitting here, everybody's listening to us.
I know.
Search through our histories.
Holly, you must have looked at a lot of stuff today.
I look, if I showed you my history right now, you'd be like, what? Because it's just all coin stuff and coin and this coin and YouTube channels. And
she's still scrolling through today.
I'm finally at yesterday, I think. I don't know. There's no date. Just has the time.
It's going to write you in, man.
Yeah, Shannon, I appreciate you coming up to sharing all the information. I really feel horrible not being able to have been there Monday and
don't
alleviate
feel bad.
this. Well, it's just me.
Don't
I try to do so much research to make sure that I don't do dumb stuff like this.
Anybody would look at it, like I said, and think the same thing. Well, obviously they do, because there are so many videos and stuff out there about the Bessie Coleman quarters, doubled dies. And I mean, you can go to eBay and see a million listings.
Yeah, because people think it is. They'll be like, oh, mine looks like that.
Yeah.
They'll be like, mine looks like that. Oh, this one's from Etsy, man.
What, a message? Oh, you mean the double die? You're right.
Yeah.
A message.
All those people.
Yeah.
Etsy's the one that always makes me laugh every time Etsy pops up something.
Etsy and Wish. Oh yeah, don't ever shop for coins on Etsy or Wish. You're just asking for.
Yeah, but like people come in our shop so excited, like all the time, and we're like, well, where did you see this at? And then they'll go to their phone and pull it up, and it'll be like Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
And then they think we're dumb
or that you're lying to them. That
yeah. Oh, you're lying. You're trying to rip me off. And we're like, how are we trying to rip you off? We don't want it.
You know what we get a lot is that you're just telling me that my coin isn't what it is, so that I'll put it back in circulation so that you can have a chance of finding it. We get that a lot.
Yeah, those odds are really good.
Really?
Of you finding it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, really? Okay. Seriously, people say that all the time.
I don't understand. Now I get some of them. You seen the kind of joke farce one that I did about the John Wick nickel?
Yes.
They had the 2 holes in the forehead, and it was the John Wick double tap, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's not an error. Okay.
We had a big argument not too long. In fact, we have a special folder now called Problem People. And we had an argument with somebody else. There's somebody on Facebook that thinks he has anyway, whatever. Yeah. It's amazing. It's just amazing. It's like, why did you even send us the question if you know everything? Like, it's okay. Yeah.
They'll just keep asking people until somebody tells them what they want to hear.
That's what they do. They
Well, yeah,
fish.
it's shopping for answers.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing in the psychology world. People bounce back and forth to psychologists, hoping they'll find one that gives them the answer that they want, and they can go tell people they're not crazy.
Yeah.
It's what I did.
Me too.
Verdict's still out there, Angel.
The verdict.
No,
Anyway, I just can't find that. I can't find it. I don't know when I voted. I thought it was yesterday, but I'm already on Monday and I'm not finding it. So I thought I voted yesterday, but I probably passed it right by.
Did you vote on your phone or your tablet?
I voted on my computer. I haven't had my tablet's been dead for 2 days. So I think it was yesterday. I'm sure it's there. I probably just passed it right by.
Well, and the other thing is, and what happens sometimes is that if you copy a link
Mm-hmm.
or you follow a link and you don't actually enter it, sometimes it don't actually come up.
Oh, okay. And that's probably, I know that's what I did because I just clicked. It came up in one of my Facebook groups. And I can't remember who they were congratulating that got on the list, but it came up on that. And I'm like, oh, I got to vote for that. So I clicked on it.
Somebody just threw the link in there. That's the link.
Survey.
Let me see if I can. Yeah, let me do survey.
That must be Amanda. She must have gone on to our. Yep, that is Coin World. Oh, it's a Coin World. That's why I couldn't find it. It's not an ANA. It's a Coin World one. Yep, that is it.
Your magic, Paula. No, we're not
Cool.
bragging.
I know. I didn't even have to work at that.
You're still looking in.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda. She logged in there. Awesome. She can.
And I
find
have all you guys on my stream anyway. Thank you.
You
Yeah,
probably
let me,
have more lurking too.
Keith does that to me
I
all
was
the time.
pretending to be Paula. That's funny.
I do it to him too, but it's funny because like if I like go on YouTube and I'm on Keith's account, even though I'm on Keith's account, it says Coin Crew. I guess just the way I type or whatever, they're like, "Hi, Angel," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, how do you even know it's me?"
Probably because you type faster than Keith. Keith doesn't type very quickly.
One time I just went in the chat and I said, "What's going on?" And then everybody is like saying hi to me, like me, not the imposter me. I thought maybe they were like reading my mind or something.
Keith probably failed his typing class in high school like I did too, when we actually had to use typewriters.
Oh yeah, I was really good with typewriters, but keyboards are a different setup than typewriters.
I didn't
Everything's
care.
so close together on keyboards. So I'm not super fast on keyboards.
I just didn't care about it. So I didn't do good in that class.
I remember my first electronic typewriter where you could actually type like 2 or 3 sentences and then make your edits without having to use whiteout. You guys remember those?
Yeah, it had like a whiteout strip in there where you could like it whited it
Oh, I
out.
do remember the whiteout strip. But no,
Yeah.
I don't. Didn't it have like a digital display?
It had a 2-line digital display.
Yeah.
And you could do it, and then you'd push the button, and it'd be like, "Drrrr,"
Yeah,
and then
I do
you
Yeah,
have to
you
do it all
type
over
and then
again.
it would. I have one somewhere.
That doesn't
Hey,
surprise
Philip
me.
Board, how are you? Fill up the board.
But yeah, that was cool how it had the whiteout strip on there in case you wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah,
It's like
and
the
you had
old
to like
rotary phone.
backspace like 50 times, like click, click, click to get the white to like actually like, meh,
Yeah.
and then advance the little wheel with the white strip. The little.
I used to buy those little whiteout strip thingies, and you stick it in there, and then
Yep.
you type
Hit that key again
over
over and
it.
over again.
Yeah, the little
Yep.
rectangle whiteout strips.
Hey, Mr.
What's
Boudreau.
going on, Boudreaux? Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you being here.
Hey, MJ.
I got these amazing ladies
Yeah,
keeping me
thank
company
you.
today.
Whoop whoop.
It's got the chicks and coins.
It's a chick flick, man.
It's,
So what do you guys have?
When you were talking about Bessie and how she was, the first Black Native American pilot, I always think these women who are like pioneers and things, I think, yeah, I wonder if like, because it's a struggle being a female in this hobby, believe it or not, it truly is.
Oh, I believe it.
We are really a minority in this hobby. And so I kind of can relate to like what anyway, I don't know. No, not really, because I'm just doing coins. She was flying planes. Who am I kidding?
Well,
Anyway.
But the thing is, and this is something that Angel and I talked about before we did the interview with them. And she's like, if you want it to just be the guys, that's fine. And I'm like, hell no. This isn't, the coin dude. This is coin crew. This is both of you guys. It's not one without the other, right? But
yeah, a lot of times people just want to talk to Keith. I mean, and it is that way in our shop too. Like I can literally, somebody could come in, Keith could be over at the bank, and I could literally go into like depth and explaining something to somebody about their coin. And then they'll be like, okay, that's cool. I'm going to wait for Keith. And then Keith will come in and just snap off some short little reply. And they believed.
Oh, I get it every time I walk into a coin shop. I get this. Oh, hi. Oh, you like that coin? Isn't it beautiful? This is a walking Liberty $50. I mean, seriously, they talk to me like I'm like a little kid. Like,
and it's like, yeah, and it's 2.5 mils thick, and it's they're like, oh, yeah, the mintage was 250,000, and no.
And then you tell them it's an XF45 and it looks ugly for that condition.
I pull out my loop. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I'll pass. I'll pay $23 for it, which is $1 under spot.
Well, I actually did for, gosh, I don't know, probably 2-3 years. I had an alt account on Facebook, and I was actually doing a study. I'm not going to write anything up on it, but I was going to for a while. But I was actually doing kind of like like a study, and my alt account was a dude. And I would go into a group or something, and I would say something about a coin, and I would get an argument. And then my dude, my alt account, would go in and agree with me and then say something else, and they would thank my alt account. Oh, thank you so much for that information. And it really, I am not kidding. It was the everybody on the live coin Q&A knows about it. It was actually pretty comical. It got pretty funny.
Yeah, and you can give less information when you're the dude, and they're like, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, appreciate that. Thank you. But I would get an hour-long argument from a person when I'm on my account. So it's a thing. It really is a thing. I don't let it used to bother me. It doesn't bother me anymore. I just let it roll off my shoulders. But that was why I initially created the alt account on Facebook, was because it bothered me so much. And I'd be like, okay, well, they're not listening to me. I need another way of telling them. So it was kind of
Paul, but not Paula.
Yeah, it was kind of like a way because it would frustrate me because they wouldn't listen to what I was telling them. So I wanted another way of that's how it started of getting them to like actually learn what I'm trying to teach them. But then it got to like I'm like, well, this is really interesting. Maybe I will write an article about this. So I did it. It went on for like 3 years, but yeah, I don't do it anymore.
That is true. Also, Philip the board, because like
Yeah, young.
me and Keith. I mean, like Keith started in the coin industry at a young age. I mean, nowadays people are taking the younger people a little bit more seriously on the coins,
Mhm.
but like it took Keith like 10 years to get taken seriously because people just looked at him as a young punk.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of that has kind of changed through the YN program of the ANA, the Young Numismatists, and they started giving out awards, and these young kids are writing articles, and they're really getting, so they're being taken more seriously.
Yeah, like
Um,
just probably within the past 5 or so years, they're actually starting to take the younger generation more seriously. But many moons ago, when Keith was the younger generation,
Shannon, it's because Keith was a young punk. Perhaps.
yeah, but yeah, it's like even like his brother Mike, because his brother Mike's like some years older than him. They would believe Mike over him.
mm-hmm.
I see. I can't relate to that. I mean, I've never been in that situation where people thought I knew more or less because of my gender. At least never thought about it that way. But I've never looked at. Maybe it's the way I was raised, but you wait till people talk. You want to find out how smart somebody is. Listen to them talk,
Yeah.
right? And I anybody who knows me knows I like to talk. Not a big deal. But the hardest lesson for me was just to be quiet. And when I
Mhm.
learned to shut my mouth sometimes and just listen to people talk, I learned really quickly that some of the people that I thought were extremely smart were not.
Yeah.
And it made me stop and look at others and go, you know, I don't think they're very intelligent, but it's just because they listen all the time. And my wife hardly ever speaks. And then when she does, it's because she has something important to say. And so people are like, well, your wife is really shy. It's like, no, my wife is paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to see if you're genuine, if you're a jerk. She wants to find out if you're fake. She wants to hear what it is. And I've learned a lot from my wife just sitting there, and she's like, okay. And then we'll leave and she'll like, what do you think of that person? Oh, they were nice. They were whatever. She's like, really? Well, what do you think about this, this, and this? And I was like, oh, I missed that. And she's like,
Yeah,
because you talk too
I'm the
damn
same
much.
way. I like to sit back at first and just like observe and absorb what's going on. Besides, my brain works super fast too, so I have to sit there and
I just
absorb
run
it
my
first.
mouth. I just run my mouth.
Yeah,
the
but Angel, it's not necessarily a bad thing because you can process stuff really, really quickly as well.
Yeah, I can
You know,
process it, but then to get it to convey, it takes a while.
I see somebody. Hello.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Look, they were talking about you, man. It says Keith was a young punk. Now you have to go back and rewatch the stream to find out why.
I'm all right.
How's it going, Keith?
I'm just a guy.
Just a guy.
Just a guy. I lost
With
my,
a
oh, man,
thing.
my phone.
Where did that stem from? I don't know that I ever asked that.
Because I'm just a guy.
Well, no, like a lot of times when we first started YouTube, Keith would like say something and then he'd go, but what do I know? I'm just a guy. So then everybody just called him, hey, you're just a guy, so it kind of stuck with him.
I don't know nothing.
So he
I'm just
decided,
a
he was
guy.
like, fine, I'm just a guy. because everybody were like, "Hey, just a guy."
Yeah, kid of mine, I know exactly how you feel. I'm just along for the ride, trying not to get run over. Well, I appreciate you all popping in and saying hi, Keith.
No, this was a lot of fun. This
Yeah,
was
we're
a-
leaving now that you're here.
Yeah, we're
I'm
gonna
here
we're
to
gonna
shut
go.
the party down.
He's closing it down.
Okay, everybody, it
Close
was
down the
nice
bars,
talking
I
to you.
close down
No.
the streams.
Well, I'm gonna go get some dinner, but like I said, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being so gracious and giving other people in your chat an opportunity to learn about this, because it's just not something that comes up a lot. And
What do we
now
want?
they can go out. You
Oh yeah, I have a nickel. I gotta send you. a
talking
picture
about
of tomorrow.
incused machine doubling. It's showing up a lot on the Bessie Coleman quarters, and people are confused about it.
Yeah, that's not doubling.
If you go on to eBay, you will see hundreds of listings for them. So,
Now that you come to think about it, though, Paula, we got a hold of a nickel
mhm.
today. I think it's a lamination error, but there is that chance that it could be a aftermarket damage.
Yeah.
I want you to get your second opinion before I.
Yeah, well,
send it
Yeah,
off.
nickels are riddled with laminations, so that's always
Well, it's a V nickel.
I'll send a
yeah,
picture
and
of it tomorrow.
those too. So yeah, I mean, because anytime
looks-
you got an alloy mix, you can have a lamination.
It looks like a whole chunk of the corner
But the stars and
off,
everything are there.
came off on the
Yeah.
inside.
It probably is lamination then.
It's a nice one.
Because it will still show part. Sometimes if it's a thin lamination from the top, it'll still show the struck up device.
Yeah, the back is fine.
Mhm.
In the front, the design is still there. It's just like
Like
out,
someone scooped out part of the.
except left the design there.
Yeah,
I'll let you
Yeah,
look at it before I go
yeah.
send it.
I'd love to look at it for sure.
I might certify it.
Maybe we'll just
They're
might
not
do a
usually
video.
worth it. They're not usually worth it. There's just not
video.
there's
He's
not
it's worth the
huge,
video.
there's not a huge market for them. I mean, they're cool and like extreme examples, like where half of it is split. But most of the time, you won't get your money back.
It runs from the 2 to 12.
No, he just said it'd be a good short video.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Not to like certify it or anything, just something cool.
Oh, I thought you meant to get it. You were gonna get it great.
I don't know. I might
No,
get certified.
he just wants verification before he does the video, and then
get a second opinion.
And then
yeah,
people are like, "You're dumb. That's not that."
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I might just say you're dumb. Yes, it is. But
I think it is. I think I really
I love you more than my luggage. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm starving. I'm getting hangry.
Paula, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks
I
for
appreciate the correction, the guidance, and
Absolutely.
for the great explanation of what this was.
Absolutely. And if you need any help in the future, run anything past us or whatever, we're there. So
Certainly will do.
all right. Bye, Angel. Love you. Bye,
Love you.
Keith.
See you
Bye,
later,
everybody.
Paula. I'll
See
talk
ya.
to you tomorrow. Yeah, okay, click.
She's like,
He's like, I'm out. I'm eating.
yeah.
So what are you two up to? What are you guys going to be doing?
Whatever she tells me.
We ate free ham tonight.
Yeah, I got a new customer.
You ate free ham. Explain.
He's trying to.
We're gonna start trading hogs for silver.
He says he buys like a half a ham, and
No, he don't buy. He raises hogs.
Oh well, he said we could buy a half a ham, really reasonable, and already processed into like sausage, bacon, and
ham steaks,
and stuff,
and trade for it instead of paying for it.
And so like we'll trade like silver for the meat, but he brought us a couple samples today.
Well, you had me at bacon.
I know.
Oh yeah, we got some
thick bacon.
He gave us like this much.
About a pound or so
thick
of
bacon. He gave us some sausage, and he gave us this giant ham steak, which I cooked that this evening.
I should make a video, but I already ate the ham steak. I should make a video about how
we're going to be trading silver for food, man.
So I'm going to say this is what your silver can do for you in the future. when I make my first trade with them.
It had Doomsday Preppers. They'll be all
Yeah.
over that. It'll
Silver
go
can
big.
get you this much food today.
Well, there's a whole generation of preppers, right? They're not
yeah.
doomsdayers. They're just preppers, right?
I've traded silver for guns and ammo and stuff before.
Hi, Coin Junkie.
Yeah,
Barter
there's
is the way to go.
talking to who's your stacker. He keeps a lot of constitutional silver for that very purpose, because he likes to trade and do stuff like that. People are always looking for book fills or things like that. And it's easy to trade out for stuff.
We have carpenters and stuff that'll do work on our house for silver.
Yeah, I do as much bartering as I can because I like to keep my cash for bills and to buy silver off of these stupid wholesalers that want the cash.
Well, I mean, and we make up a little bit, because we buy at wholesale and then we trade at retail pricing.
It's all about making a dollar.
That's cool. Speaking of making a dollar, I'll be reaching out to you in about a week for one of those gold halves, a half ounce. Is that what is it the 10th ounce or the half ounce? What did you buy a roll of?
Oh, that was his personal stack.
Personal, man.
Oh, that's your, okay.
I got
He's like,
10
you ain't getting that.
I have some though. I mean, I'll sell you.
10th ounces.
But that was my personal.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was your personal stash.
Yeah, I collected. Well, I can't afford a whole row all at once.
So through the year,
entire year, I filled up the
row.
tube. That's how I make dates, and I was paying a premium. Just I even though I own the store, I still have to pay the retail out of my paycheck for it.
Yeah.
So I bought it throughout the whole year last year, and I paid a premium.
I missed that portion of it. I just saw a roll of gold.
I didn't say that portion of it.
Oh, gotcha.
But if you look at the roll, you've got type 1 and type 2 backs on it.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money. I just like
smart enough to know
like $10,000-$12,000 to buy a roll of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not little money. Because you're like 500 a coin, right?
No, it's only wholesale's like 210, 215 wholesale, and then whatever retail is.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think it's like 215 on the whole market.
How many is in a roll?
I'm thinking quarter ounce.
Oh, there's 50 in that roll.
There's 50 and a quarter too.
Yeah.
Oh, quarters.
So that's 5 ounces of gold equivalent.
Yeah, but because it's 10th, it has a bigger premium. I'm still looking for gold grams that I don't have, guys. Oh yeah.
You're still looking for gold grams?
I'm trying to collect.
He's been stealing my gold grams.
My brother and I are doing a challenge to see who can get a kilo first. I've got like 40. He's got like 400. I think I'm gonna lose.
They all have to be different though, so they want.
That's the catch.
Mike's cheating though.
He's doing shows.
He goes to shows.
I don't do shows. I don't even know if his are all different though. That's the thing.
Well,
I'm gonna have to stipulate that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to stipulate it. They're all different.
I got like 3 or 4 of those little itty bitty Canadian.
Dude, we should do some trading because if it's a different year, it's a different gram.
We can do it. Yeah, they're cool. I like those little things. It's the only gold I have.
Yeah, we should do some. Yeah, but we should trade. I'd give you different grams for them. Grams I got doubles of.
Okay, we can do that. Easy peasy.
And I just found out he's going to be in Tulsa this year.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm
bring your gold grams to Tulsa if you want to swap out stuff with me.
Yeah, I've got.
Don't trade him to Mike.
Hi, Perry.
He's already ahead of me. He goes to all the shows.
Yeah, I've got a guy that I'm going to get 4 more from, but they're the gram bars. They won't be the little small coins.
I got a lot of gram bars.
I think I got some cool half a grams that are shaped like cars and stuff.
Yeah, these 2 of them are Pamp, and then the other one is I can't. It's like
I could cheat
Greek or something like that.
I could cheat and make 1,000 different little molds, sand mold. Have her make 1,000 different sand molds and force the grams myself. That'd be cheating, wouldn't it?
I think he'd pick up on that.
Hey, it's 1,000 different.
It wouldn't be cheap because think of all the gold that you lose in the sand and stuff.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. It's not cheap to pour sand mold of gold. You want to stamp that stuff. You definitely don't want to pour gold.
No, because you'd lose quite a bit of it in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
How did
you lose a little silver?
How did you guys get into doing that? Who was your
Doing what?
pouring?
Last year or the year before last, we bought a furnace.
Well, I bought it.
And it sat around for over a year.
No, like
I did a video. That's when it arrived.
I seen the video for that.
When
The
we
unpackaging
opened it
of
up,
it
it was
and-
sitting on my living room floor.
Yeah,
the box.
she was yelling at you not to burn your hand because you were.
Oh, no. Before about a year or so ago, there's a video on our channel of a box sitting in my living room that we got in the mail, and we opened it up and unboxed a little furnace with some accessories, and we set it back. And the weather just the one summer we was too busy, and
yeah.
the winter came and we didn't do nothing.
Eventually, I'll get confident enough to pour it myself, but I can't be left unattended, man. I can't pour that by myself. I freak myself out. But yeah, like Big Red, he really like inspires me.
He does great work.
Yeah.
I see a lot of the stuff that he's done.
He's a great guy. He's young enough to be my son. We're not going to say I'm old enough to be his dad. We're just going to say he's young. It makes me sound old if I say it the other way around.
No, I just got fascinated seeing people in the community do it. So it's like he's not even really into it. He would rather like press out silver and stuff.
Press
but
out some
like,
silver.
I want to learn the art of it.
I do too. Pay an engraver to make a mold and press out a bunch of them. That way more people can experience the beauty.
I want to create something.
She wants to create.
I want to create
an item of one. I want to create an item of
He
like,
wants to
say 500.
mass produce stuff.
No, I don't
yeah.
want to mass produce it. I want to limit it.
I mean, 500 though, that's mass producing.
No, it's not. You know how many of them Buffalo rounds are out there? Millions every year.
I actually thought about doing my channel logo, the one with the fox, and get those like 1 gram bars and doing the little laser engraving on them. Because I thought that would be cool. Instead of giving out stickers, you go to a coin show and you give, 10 gram bars out.
Oh, well, that's cool. I went to a coin show one time and got free money from NGC. They was handing out dollar bills. Certified.
Nice.
I got $3.
But they worth 10?
I don't know what they're worth. They're just sample dollars. It says sample.
Some people like to collect like the sample slabs and
The
the
dollar bills,
sample grading and
And
stuff.
I only got those 3.
But it literally says on the package, not for resale, but people sell them all the time.
I've only got the 3 $1 bills, so I'm not selling them. I don't know what they're worth. Couldn't tell you. It was 2000. It was before. Well, it was after 2012. I want to say about 14 or 15, right in there.
Yeah, we do have a ton of silver gram bars, different ones.
Oh yeah, we got.
Perry said we could beat Mike to dip them in gold.
Perry, Mike wouldn't trust Keith. He would test them.
Probably.
No, it's not really a challenge. So guys, help me out, man. Sell me your gram.
It's not a challenge, but help me out.
It's not really a challenge. It's just I want to beat my big brother at something.
Yeah, I'll look and see if they're the same. I don't think they're the same year. I think they're different years.
See.
I'll look at them and see.
Yeah.
I'm totally different than you, though. Like, if I was going to do it, I would only have 1 maple, 1 eagle.
But see, that's the thing. When you're talking 1,000 grams, if you only have one of them little gold maples and then,
Hi, Shelby.
there's a chance.
I could do it.
There's a chance you might not get 1,000 grams available because not everybody makes a gram.
Yeah, you'd have a really hard time getting 1,000 different grams.
Yeah.
Different gram.
Yeah, you're going to have to
That's
have
going to get
multiple.
challenging when you get down to the nitty gritty. When you get past, I would say 700, I think it's going to start becoming challenging.
Yeah, especially without being doubles.
Yeah, because there's countries that make the same thing every year in grams, So that's what's going to allow it to happen.
Well, if it has a different picture, then it counts.
Yeah, but even
Be-
well, like
because
the pandas.
if you get little pandas, it'd be a different picture every year.
But it doesn't matter.
But I mean, if you have like
It is a
a
different picture.
ton of like,
Frostbite, answer me this: if it's a different date, does that not make that a different picture on that coin?
Yes, it does.
barely.
Right, barely, but it's still different.
No, it is not. It's not a replica. It's not a duplicate.
But it's
That's
so small, you probably can't even read the date. So
You can't even see the coin.
there's
What do you mean?
there's that.
You got to use a scope just to see the coin. There's little-
Yeah, I keep them in flips just so I can hold on to them.
yeah, they come in their little carded, assay card.
Yeah, those little
And they're
Canadian
small.
ones are so
And
small.
you got to put them in a flip or in
yeah,
a 2x2.
You have to flip them.
Yeah, kind of like the small Pampers grams too.
Hey, Shelbean, thanks for popping in.
So
I
how
didn't
many
say hi to you
people
earlier,
got in
sorry.
here, man?
Who knows?
She's not even got it on. We don't know.
I wish more people would enter stuff into chat. My chats are usually pretty
It says
weak.
6 people.
You scared them all away, Keith.
Yeah, say that.
I know. I should have shared it out.
I think it was all of Paula's personalities.
Well, it takes time. It takes time. Yeah, they probably left when I got here.
They're like, oh, not this guy.
Yeah, we see this guy too much. He's all over.
Well, Shannon stayed, so
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. And again, Shannon, Amanda,
Just Shannon
Paula.
can tolerate me.
I just appreciate those folks coming in and helping me out with this. I really do appreciate people being willing to say, hey, good information, just slightly wrong. This is what you need to do to fix it.
On that project you and I were working on, I don't want to say what it is, but that's almost right. I got one of them that's almost right.
Okay, cool.
We'll initiate it later.
Gotcha. I'm tracking. Speaking of projects, Perry's building me a card. I'm really
Awesome.
looking forward to
yeah.
Oh yeah, he does good cards. I think he did us one too.
Yeah, my
a while
mom
back.
loves that card that I got
Yeah.
from him.
Yeah, he's actually doing one for my mom and my daughter. My daughter was looking through the stuff and saw the video where he pulled them up, and she was like, would he trade for a drawing? And I'm like, no, I'm going to pay him to do it. Because she's a really cool artist and she does all that stuff. And she's like, he's talented, Dad. And I said, yeah, I know. I've already ordered you one. So, but yeah, Perry does really good work. So what kind of goodies do you have coming out on the next auction?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Gold,
He takes care of that.
silver. But not as much type stuff. More gold this time around. I'm waiting on a shipment of old gold. Hopefully it comes in.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed on the type coin because I was there waiting, and then my cell service dropped and I couldn't get back into the chat. And I got back in just as the you were counting down, and I missed my final entry. So I missed out on that seated dime.
Oh yeah.
I was like, no.
Yeah, didn't you say you wanted that?
Well, he was like at the
Oh, I was there the whole
airport or
time
something.
waiting for that to come up. And then my cell signal, like I couldn't do nothing. The screen froze. I couldn't chat. I couldn't do anything. So I shut it, open it back up.
So
and
you
then it
still
was
need
like,
one?
huh?
You still need one?
I do.
You do?
I do. I need to send you a picture of all the stuff that I
Check
need.
this. I still got one.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'll message you afterwards.
It costs more though because it's a higher grade.
That's fine.
It costs $20,000.
Okay. I'll trade you 1 gram gold.
No, I don't know. I don't know if I got one. I think I might have one. I
Yeah,
tried
I
to
got
put up a few type coins that I have extras on, and I try to share with the store and with the auction.
you know,
As
it's really
buying on auctions isn't always the cheapest way to buy, but
Oh my butt.
a lot of it's channel support. It's people supporting the channel.
yeah.
Over
And
there,
there's a couple channels that's why I'm there is It's the support. But you know what I got? I was talking about
Job?
the 1883 no cents nickel.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't send me a return address and then just said,
Who's
heard you
that?
needed this. No
Who
name,
needed it?
no name, no nothing, and send it to me. No channel name, no return address. It just had the stamp and it had the 1883 no cents nickel.
Yeah.
And I don't know who
Don't
sent
mess
it to
up.
me, but I was very grateful because it finished up my nickels for my typeset.
And he said he needed one, and so they just gave it to him.
So he's all messed up, man. She's
That's
got everything
because
all
our
tilted.
community is awesome.
Yeah,
I thought
we
it
have
was
some good
extremely
people.
cool.
Yeah.
I get stickers and stuff in all the time, and people send me, like Philip. He's here. I don't know if he's actually on. His dad
Philip?
surprised him by coming in to town, not notifying him. So, but doing like the Mercury dimes, he's helped me out with filling up my Merc dime book.
Yeah.
And so doing that kind of stuff, people send extra stuff, and it's like, here, hey, but this was the first time that I got something. I have no idea who sent it. Like, there was no return address, no nothing.
We got some 10th ounce gold sent to us as a gift, and we had no idea who sent it.
That is just too cool.
What? What's too cool? All the cool stuff that people send you because they like you.
Yeah, I mean,
I
well,
know.
I'm not looking for that stuff,
No,
but it's
we
cool
never
to
are.
get it,
I do the same thing. I give stuff away a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I've done like weird stuff. Like one of the people that follow the channel, they didn't have a coin scope, so I drop shipped them one from Amazon. Right?
Would you drop ship them?
A coin scope.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Because they were one of my first subs. They followed me and comment and chat all the time, and they said they didn't have one. I was like, oh, well, let me get you one. It wasn't anything crazy. It was just one of the little ones, like the $30 ones. It wasn't nothing major, but
We bought, I don't know how many scopes. There's one over here somewhere. We got 3 or 4 of them at the store. We just keep buying them because they just never seem to be right. We finally got the one we use at the shop. And the problem with that one is it autofocusing, and it tries to keep out on autofocus. It'll sit there and try to focus in on the background, and then the coin, then the background, then the coin, and it keeps going back and forth. The autofocus won't work. But as far as the picture quality, that one we paid like $200 for it. It's got the best picture quality. If I could figure out how to get that autofocus that would be the bomb it would definitely be the one.
yeah, there's some software for one of the scopes. It's actually a microscope that,
Or maybe I could just get a tube or something to go down. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it only
Where you don't
focuses
see the
on
background.
inside. Yeah. But there's got to be some sort of like third-party software where you can force it to focus on a specific area.
Yeah, it's not a smartphone. If it was
So-
a smartphone, that'd be the bomb. So yeah,
Well, cool.
recognition is. Yeah, I think it's important to give recognition if someone sends you something, if whether they give it to you or they give it to someone else in the chat. It's important to say that.
Yeah, and doing those like call out videos, you see those all the time. I got one of Ga from Numis, Canada, with Bruce, one of the Canadian guys I follow, and he sent me, it's a half ounce $5 maple, but it was in the packaging. It was all very nice, and it's just nice to say thank you, because nobody has to give stuff away. right? There's no requirement to give stuff away.
No, there's not. Kid of mine just made a statement, three below your highlighted one. They said, crap, I have to compete with a bunch of other people to win a dime and get all stressed out, and people just send you stuff because they like you. I must be really bad. No, they send us stuff because, well, besides the fact that they like us, they send us stuff because they know we give a whole lot of stuff away for free, and they're just trying to, give back to us. It's not just because they like us. It's like
my favorite stuff is non-coin related stuff, like
squirrels.
like my Hoosier Stacker gave me a squirrel mat,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I use that like in almost all my videos.
Yeah, I think they give us stuff just because of our generosity to people. Because when we stream, we don't have to give away in the US 100 likes or 200 likes, and we just give that, for the goodness of it. But now they're laughing about it. They just wanted me to read it.
No, and you know what's
We
funny
try to
about that is, and you mention this all the time, you can have somebody who's brand new to your channel and they win the first day out.
I love that. I really love it.
And then you have people that follow you for years and never win.
I
like seeing the brand new person win.
When a brand new person wins,
and especially if it's their first time they've like ever won anything too, that's like
cool. And it makes it even sweeter if they've never won anything ever before in their entire life. It makes it even better.
Well, the when you did your 10,000 subscriber giveaway,
that was wild.
That was so much fun.
Shipping.
That you're still shipping?
From that,
I'm almost done with that, but yeah.
Oh yeah, Tuesday we're having a members only stream.
Cool.
I got to set it up still. But
the lady who won, I can't remember her name. The lady who won the box.
Yeah.
And then she won the gold, and I threw the.
Yeah, she didn't say she wanted it signed, so we didn't sign it.
It was like Jody
something or other.
Yeah, and she was just like, "Oh my god, this is the first time. This is like the first gold I had in her first.
Yeah, it was her first
or whatever,
gold.
Right?" And it's like, see, that's absolutely awesome because they will always remember. No, look at that piece. They'll always remember where they got it.
The chest and the gold.
Yeah, and
she didn't say in the email
and she said that was her first maple too.
Yeah,
and put the maple from Frostbite in the box.
And
too.
she made a short showing it on her channel.
Yeah, tagged us both in it.
Yeah,
yeah, and so, but when you look at that, it's like that's from that point on, they're hooked to the hobby, right? And they're people who are going to look.
I got a jacket back here. Get it off me. She's attacking me with jackets. Yeah, they enjoy winning. I mean, it's just nice.
Yeah, I don't win either. I'm the person that if the giveaway is 20, I'm at 19.
Counting on the wheel.
Yeah, but the thing is that I'm not there for that. I'm there to support the channel and
I am too. A lot of times, if I win on the go, I'll say pick somebody else. Unless I really, really want the item I won, I'm like, go ahead and pick somebody else. And for me to really want the item that I won, if I win gold, I ain't picking somebody else. It could be a grain of gold.
That's his only Achilles.
Gold is my Achilles heel.
Oh yeah, Shannon said it's hard to win when there's a ton of people. Silver Seeker.
400 people on our 10K. 481, wasn't it?
Huh?
481 on our wheel or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. At your peak, you guys had
481.
No, it was more than that.
Was it?
I thought you guys were only like 2 or 3 away from 500.
Oh yeah. Well, it didn't record. It didn't
crazy.
record it though.
Crazy, yeah.
I think it only recorded the 481 that we.
That was one of the hardest. I think that's the hardest I've ever worked. Because I was a fairly recent mod for you guys at that point. And it
Oh,
was
yeah.
just nonstop. Just
We put all the mods to work that day, and
Yeah.
I had
Oh.
slow mode on too.
But
Yeah.
it was so much fun, and being able to joke, and no soup for you, and just it was so much fun. And when I got done, I was like, I'm tired. And then I was like, Keith and Angel, I mean, they probably
Every
slept like
Sunday.
30
I
hours.
was delirious, man. I was just like,
Every Sunday.
no more, no more.
And now you see why on a normal Sunday, it's whatever the bot puts on the wheel, that's it, and we'll just add the donators. Because we could spend an hour or two just
yeah.
adding people to the wheel.
We were super
Oh,
busy
2
yeah.
hours
trying to make
it
sure
took
everybody got on there.
to make sure everybody was on the wheel. And then an hour to spin it off. And then in 45 minutes, we spun off the Nightbot and gave away twice as many prizes.
That was so much fun, though.
45 minutes versus 3 hours worth of work. We gave away twice as many prizes in about a quarter of the time.
Yeah, I had so much fun. I laughed so hard, my cheeks hurt.
Yeah, we got to do that again sometime. As soon as we can get more subscribers. We slowed down a little bit. Can't keep
100,000.
going at that pace forever. We
You
were
guys, but the thing is that you pick up, it grows incrementally. So
Yeah.
you guys will pick up, and you guys will pick up. There'll
Yeah,
be a
we're-
plateau, but then you'll break the plateau, and then you guys will jump up there again. You guys will hit 50,000 subs in
can you see that?
6 more months, 5 more months.
Is that
Yeah,
It's kind of blurry.
13.8.
13,822.
Yep. And you guys are at how many views?
Oh, how many views or how many
1
views in the past 28 days?
It's like 1.2 million or something like that.
1.4.
1.4.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's awesome.
Well, it's everybody else. And that's what I tell people when they're watching the channel or bidding on the auction. I tell them, you don't have to bid on the auction to show support for the channel. Watch a video, leave a comment. That does more for the channel than coming in and buying a coin. Because that shows YouTube that people like my videos, and they'll recommend that video, and maybe someone else will watch it. Because I will make more in the long run from my object is to make more from YouTube than from the people watching me on YouTube. It sounds kind of strange, but that's, Mr. Beast, look at what he makes a month.
Oh man.
Do you have any idea how much you think take a guess at how much you think he may make a month? I don't know exact, but I have a good guess in revenue.
So if you look at
gross, not net.
Yeah, if you look at his last video, they got 54 million views.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk about a tenth of a cent.
Yeah, he's probably getting about $25 per thousand. The range is $10 to $25 per thousand. He's probably on the top side of that because advertisers are paying big money to be on his videos because you're getting the views.
Yeah.
So he's probably on the top range.
He spends between 4 and 5 million a month on videos. So he's probably making 3 to 4 times that. So he's probably in the $15 to $22 million range.
My guess is he's grossing about 20 million a month from YouTube.
Yeah.
I love his memberships kill me. You ever look at to join his membership, he's got the $4.99 tag.
You get nothing from it. There's no benefit.
To help me make my expensive ass videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do nothing.
But the thing is that he cracked the nut, but he throws his money back into it.
Yeah, well, and I, in a sense, I do too. Between buying equipment and learning all this stuff and giving stuff away, I don't have to have the giveaways I have every Sunday, but I do it because people want to watch me. But in all seriousness, guys, if you want to help my channel or even Frostbite's channel, watch the videos, watch all of our videos, leave comments, share the video on another social media, and that'll help his channel. That'll help mine. You'd be surprised what it'll do.
I only need 8 more to 500.
Yeah, I seen that. I had you up right here.
I
See, right here. I just gotta get it over here.
I'm
Right
pretty
here.
happy
Boom.
about that. My watch hours
was
have
looking
dropped
at
to
it.
the floor, but it's because I've increased shorts and haven't done as many of the other videos.
I don't know where my watch hours are. I don't keep track anymore.
That my watch hours were somewhere around 700. Now they're down around 200, 300.
A month? A month?
Yeah. Yeah, I think my total watch hours, I haven't looked at my analytics for a while.
My analytics say 9.3 for 28 days.
Yeah, I have 800 public watch hours and my
I'm-
shorts don't count, but I've got 40,000 short views.
I got 9.3 monthly views, 1,000 monthly views.
Yeah.
I cracked the nut on my top view video though. I finally had a video. It was a short. I wish I could crack a nut on a long form, but I finally got a short that hit 100,000 views.
Nice. Sal just hit
I
had a
made
full-length
$6.
video. Hmm?
I made $6 off 100,000 views.
Well, it's better than nothing.
That's right. TikTok,
Yeah.
you'd have made like $1 if you're lucky. YouTube pays the best. They pay a lot better. They're good. YouTube are good to the creators. And that's why you've got a lot of good creators on YouTube, because YouTube is more generous with their advertising dollars. So that helps out a lot. So off the channel, subbing and sharing.
Yeah, Sal
You know,
just
mine,
had,
that is more than enough. Subbing, sharing, watching videos. That does a lot more for a long term of the channel than buying. Because eventually, someday, I'd like to not be selling. I would just like to give appreciation giveaways, and give information. But, I'll probably sell the rest of my life and just sell on my website or something. Because I know selling on YouTube is not the cheapest place to buy, for the customer, but they do it to support the content provider.
you know what I like to do, and I think John's in here, and I like certain people that I like watching bid, and I'll bid $1 over them just because.
Yeah.
It's fun. And people do that to you all the time, where they come in and they're
I
like,
can't buy nothing hardly on other people's channels.
how much
Yeah.
do you want this? Right. And it's
Hard. It's hard for me to buy when I'll go on Seeker's channel, I'll know something's worth $30. I'll bid 45 or 50, and someone will always go over me. Always. I can bid twice the price, and it'll always go twice the price of what I'm bidding. Well, not twice the price of what I'm bidding, but it'll always go over.
yeah, I have there's a couple auction channels that I watch, and one of them I'm pretty loyal to watching them on Wednesdays. And
Who's on Wednesdays?
JB Coins.
Oh, okay. I don't watch JB too much.
Well, but I support their channel, but sometimes they have stuff that just goes, it's like silver. It's the same thing, right? Sometimes it's like, you can go to a coin shop and get that for a third of what you're paying for it right now.
Yeah.
I have a hard time sometimes. You get caught up in the bidding, but
and I rub them the wrong way, and then they rub me back the wrong way, and we'll leave it at that. That's where I stand with JB. They don't come in my stream. I don't go in theirs.
I got you.
Anyway, boss, I'm going to have to get off of here. So when's your stream over? I don't want to leave you by yourself, because that just
it was over a few minutes ago.
Oh, that just looks like you and your scope.
Yeah, it's just me and my scope. I just left that up there because Paula was correcting me on this not being a double die.
It doesn't look like a double die.
Hmm?
It doesn't look like a double die.
No, but this one does. Where is it? I got a bunch of them.
No, it doesn't.
You don't think so? Well,
No, it
I
looks like
didn't know
machine
better
doubling.
because of its
It looks machine doubled.
but they're the same general, well, what I thought was the same general height.
Yeah, no. If you'll look close at some of the shorts I've been doing some. Yeah, Coinop's a good guy. Robert's a great people. Um,
Yeah, I like Durbin's too. Durbin's
I
are good.
I go to make these videos and I show some doubling, and you can see the difference between my doubled coins that I've done on the video and what you've got there pictured right now. There's a distinct difference, but to an untrained eye, they may not know.
Well, and that was my thing. So I had the right information,
Hmm.
but I
Yeah.
didn't understand the NQ factor, which makes it backwards.
Interpreting the right information is key. All right, boss, I'm gonna get off here, man. So it's gonna call it a night. I don't even know what time it is. It's 9:04 Michigan time.
Yep, I appreciate you guys coming in and
I
spending
would have
time
been
with
up
me.
earlier, but I had to watch a movie.
You had to watch what?
I was watching a movie when you asked Angel to come up. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
no
you go
worries.
up. I'm not stopping watching my movie. I very rarely get to sit down and watch TV. We have this nice 4K TV, and I never hardly watch it.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of TV, especially since I started doing this. All my time goes into editing.
Yeah. Now, Shell Bean says something about I don't trust myself at auctions. Now, that's something, and I understand what you're saying there, Shell Bean. And that's something that we try to avoid. Auctions do go high on my channel because we have, I don't know, a lot of people come in our channel for the auctions. So we have inserted buy it nows, which is only $1 or $2 more than you can go buy it somewhere else. And if you have to pay shipping and you're only buying 1 or 2, we're actually cheaper than them. So we're competitive on our buy it nows, which that's offered for everybody. That makes a big difference on, allowing people to come in and have fun and maybe win something. Oh yeah. So
I need
anyway,
to learn how to spell.
what's that?
I said I need to learn how to spell.
I don't know how to spell. I'm just smart.
Appreciate you. No, thanks,
What?
Shannon, for being here. I appreciate all the information and for you supporting the channel. It means a lot.
Who's
So, all right,
supporting?
Keith. I
What?
appreciate you, brother.
I'm lost, man.
I was talking about Shannon. Shannon's been here supporting the.
I've seen him here the whole time.
Yeah, I just appreciate him coming in and spending time.
Yeah, but you didn't spell it right.
I said, Shannon, I did. I didn't spell appreciate right.
No, that's what I'm saying. You didn't spell it. I'm looking right at it, right there on that one too. Both of them.
Yeah, well, so goes it.
So goes it. All right, guys.
All right, y'all. Take care. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks everybody for joining. Hope you got some good information out of this. And again, to the live coin Q&A folks, thanks for coming in and setting me straight, giving me some good information and allowing my viewers. So I appreciate you all. Take care and be blessed.